Namaste and welcome to Shakti Premanand, Plain Love. And it's the first time we're doing this on Facebook Live. And I'm here in Goa, as you can see. We're in a curfew. It's quite hard. Food shortages and lots of scares. The hardly any access to pharmacies, and it was all of a sudden. Especially if you're in hotels or apartments without any kitchen, but still, hey-ho, we're bearing up. And then I myself have been a little bit unwell, but I'm recovering. So all is good. I don't actually know who's there or how this is going to play out, but let's just give it a shot. So let's begin by just having a minute's silence. Connect to our hearts and have a transmission of love, energy vibrating from within to outside. Beautiful. Well done. So I said I was going to talk about relationships and difficult conversations and the Force of Love Academy and how that can actually assist using the container of love to address self-love in particular, which I think is really where a lot of people are right now with the whole fear mentality that's in the atmosphere. So let's go into that. So basically, where there is no communication and we've denied parts of ourselves and built walls and we're stuck, most people have gone through this with their families, with themselves, with lovers, with work, etc., etc. And so ShaktiPremanand.com has created a tool of communication which is known as the One Self of Present Awareness and as a Force of Love Academy. I hope you can hear me because there's quite a lot of noise, and welcome who's joined us. And the benefits of such a tool of communication of self-love is it allows us to overcome certain barriers and go within. So we have the inner peace, we have clarity, we have a more flow and a harmony that's coming from a vibrational frequency of love rather than from resistance. And that is about cultivating future right relationships, because the vibration energy will draw in those relationships that are vibrating at a similar level and repel and let go of those relationships that are no longer at that same level. So this is the aim of the One Self awareness as a force of love. So it's to change our frequency in the human mind body. And if we can use the analogy of a violin, for example, where the music is jaded, for example, because the strings are broken or because they're too loose or they're too tight. And so if the human mind body is such an instrument, then what the Force of Love Vibration Academy allows us to do is to raise that vibration using tried and tested tools of awakening and enlightenment and pranayama and consciousness. So mostly when people are in pain and suffering, it affects their health, it affects their partners, it affects their children, it affects their ability to do everyday tasks, and they're coming for anxiety or stress. And sometimes people will try to numb that down and use alcohol, use smoking or food, and have addictive behaviors. So that their wholeness and fun and flow of life is no longer. What we do with the Force of Love Academy is allow this new communication tool of the awareness of oneself as a force of love to enter into their lives. And we do this through 5 particular aspects, 5 particular dimensions of this are used in order to take this forwards. So we would look at the signature of the individual in terms of their body-mind type. Like what is the tune that they're playing from that broken instrument currently, and how much out of tune is that instrument. So we get an assessment, so that's known as the signature of the body-mind. So that would be one thing we would look at as part of the communication tool of the oneself awareness as a force of love. Second in this, we look at the scenarios that are causing this in their lives in terms of the work and the life patterns. What are their life patterns? What are the work patterns of this instrument? And how long has this been going on for? And thirdly is the band. I mean, the band that violin might be playing in, for example. Like, how much in harmony are the other people that are playing in the band? Is this a solo, for example? Or are they just doing their own tune? So we look at and assess all of the band. And then we look at the entire symphony, the past, the present, and the future. And we work out how are those patterns repeating over and over again in their life. Thank you. And then after we've made that full-on assessment, we would then consider in terms of, like, how do we take that forwards, that current tune, once we've rewired the body-mind instrument, given them the tools, the toolkit to have this present awareness of oneself, then how do we bring that harmony and flow, so to cultivating the right relationships in the future, energizing the existing relationships, and to let go of past relationships that no longer work for us. And as I said, this is tools based on awakening, enlightenment, yoga, etc. that are tried and tested, and this is available. So we're making this available through the Force of Love Academy. You can do either 7 sessions with us, or you can come on the retreat, or we're going to have a group session here as well. So if you want to be part of that over 7 days, that's also possible. So who am I to be promoting such a thing? And why am I advocating this? Well, my name is Shira Bassi, and I've been on a journey for a very long time. I'm an author of 2 books, Living from the Heart and Need to Be Successful Leaders, all of which are available on Amazon. But 20 years ago, I did a journey in the quest of truth, and I arrived at that really where transcendence meets realities in relationships, and particular that if we don't apply our knowledge and our learnings and our philosophy into everyday life, which is the real test, then it's just philosophy. And it's almost selfish, actually, to just do it for oneself and not to apply it and not to radiate out this love. And not everyone can do that, by the way. It depends on individual karma. But my dharma is to bring this work out, and that's what I'm doing. So it's shifting our perspective from outer to inner as a force of love, and holding your hand in the container of the love pot, as it were, as well. And I will leave you with what Martin Luther said, that I will stick to love because hate is too big a burden to bear. So that's how it is. And if you want to be in touch with us, write an email, drop me a message, forceoflove@shaktibrennaman.com. Or just drop me a message here. So let's just close the session with connecting to our hearts again for a few minutes. So let's all hold on to that love vibration and then take it into our everyday conversations, particularly with those nearest and dearest. And this is the time right now with the COVID-19 and the lockdown where we really do need to reach out from our hearts and have empathy and compassion, whether we're in business or whether we're just at home. But I would urge you to go inside and be with yourself and send love, healing energy from within to everyone around us. Namaste and Jai Gurudev. Thank you for joining.